Be me. Have spare time now, I got a home office job. Decide to finally start writing my non-self-insert space novella with deep political meaning Lit has recommended me since millennia ago. Tons of post-it notes about ideas, drafts of the culture in the book, and backstory of the culture and religion. Turns out knowing how to use Excel, it's a must to write anything with dates. Coffee consumption doubled last month. You fuckers lied to me when you said that all you need is some inspiration and free time. Are national parks a meme? Literally nothing but useless empty space, unused resources, waste billions of dollars, loved by lefties. Why hasn't Trump killed this stupid shit yet? Are humans a meme? Literally nothing but a shit-flinging ape destroying everything, destroy all life, pollute planet, loved by demons. Why haven't we killed these stupid primates yet? Be me, lion, am leader of the pride, have lots of lioness bitches to fuck. They also do the hunting for me, so I get to sleep and fuck all day. Life is good. Until one day, Chad Lion shows up. Wants to take over my pride. Not gonna let that happen. Fight with Chad Lion for control of the pride. He overpowers me and I'm forced to accept defeat. Forced to leave the pride while Chad Lion murders my children and fucks my bitches. Have to fend for myself now. My face went. In Hub, practicing Chun, who I suck as. Get challenged by a fucking master Cammy. Why not lose for 10 matches, never get around, but learn some defense against her. Guy thanks me for helping him practice setups. Least I'm a good dummy. Later, playing as Marissa, challenged by a fucking Master Chun. Don't even fight back, leave after first match. He goes and challenges a fucking silver Wi-Fi. Wow, you don't even need a Smurf account anymore. You could just go directly to the daycare and beat up children whenever you want.
You're fucking addicted to those Estus drinks, Christopher, you fucking degenerate junkie.
Play Skyrim. Enter cramped dungeon cell. Nothing of interest. Turn around to leave. Hack your way through 10 companions blocking the doorway. I can see how this might be problematic. The feel when I went through a cowboy phase. Become obsessed with movies like The Searchers, Unforgiven, and True Grit. Actually wore a cowboy hat and a long leather trench coat to high school. Would chew a toothpick and tip my hat at girls. See people from school years later in the street. They say, "Howdy, partner," before bursting into laughter. What was I thinking? I've wasted some years fighting in Croatia. Duke of Bosnia is a Catholic who hates me. Planned to push his claim on Duchy of Slavonic. To get opinion boost. Demanded conversion. Declare. War's going fine, if slow. About a year or two later, Duke dies. War ends. Not a huge deal, pretty casual campaign, so expansions aren't really that big a deal. Factionalism is rising though. Push new Duke's claim. Again, year or two of sieges and battles. Croatia's pretty big. Controls up to Silesia at that point. Negative 26 opinion from vassals. I've been constantly at war for most of my reign to this point. Get to 95% war score. The HRE inherits Zagreb. Slovenia breaks up. War ends inconclusively. It was supposed to be a 5-minute detour. Wasted several years and several hundred gold on 3 counties I never ended up getting. Joins your damnation game. Does jack shit all game. Spent several minutes mag dumping into a crusher with a normal lasgun while I beat it to death with a shovel. Gets to the final boss. Sits at far end of arena. Does nothing but shoot at boss shield with lasgun from opposite side of arena. Doesn't even have the decency to shoot at poxwalkers. Doesn't revive the other 2 that are dying to poxwalkers while I fight the boss and the horde at the same time. Eat shit to poxwalker horde. Crossplay was a fucking mistake. Oh, so you got war declared by the Seljuks? Time for another Crown Authority faction. Yes, I will murder every one of your sons, except the inbred one. I just abducted your heir. You don't mind me having him culture converted to Ethiopian, right? No, I will not be imprisoned. Time for another rebellion. Funny that you think you can revoke my title from inside my dungeon, lol. Just seduced your wife, your daughter, and your mother. Okay, you can go, but only as a eunuch. Be me. Grind really hard to be the first hardcore to reach 100. Server goes down and I die. Find out the reason the server went down was because the microtransactions cash shop went down for 5 minutes. English history be like King Henry the 73rd takes power. His half-brother Richard Foppington III rebels, attempting to seize the throne. He is defeated and sent to the Tower of London. Henry declares war on King Louis the 812th of France, starting the 10 trillion years war. England loses and goes bankrupt. Henry raises taxes by 12 cents, triggering the 14th Barons' War led by Duke Reginald Chiddington, 3rd Earl of Dick Suckenford. Reginald defeats Henry at the Battle of Standing Upon a Hill. Henry is forced to sign the Minor Cartas, giving up his right to eat broccoli on Wednesdays, say the word fish, and brush his teeth without the approval from Parliament. Kill every single peaceful NPC. No one cares. Everyone still treats me as a hero. Try to kill important NPC. He goes to sleep and then acts like nothing happened. Go onto Facebook. Receive message from girl I'm e-stalking. Why are you screenshotting my photos? Be me, minding my own business. Suddenly a random human appears out of nowhere. He says, psst, psst, psst. What should I do, fellow Catanons? Can I approach safely or should I break his feelings? Quick play into high int shock dam. 2 Ogren. Both have bull butchers. Oh cool, might actually have an effective front line. Both have heavy stubbers. Both do not go into melee. Both sit at back, spraying hordes and hoovering up all the ammo. Being forced to melee only as a vet. Decide fuck this shit. Just stop shooting things and keep running behind the Ogrens. Very shortly snowballs into a wipe.
Stupid vet, why you no shoot things?
Get fucked. Grandparents visiting for a week. Grandpa's interested in crypto, has heard me talk about it, so I shill him on my shit coins. Fuck, I probably shouldn't go that to Gramps. Tell him to just sign up for Coinbase and what the safe coins are so I don't feel bad for when the shit coins inevitably fail. Help him sign up. He has to confirm email. Oh dang, guess I'll just have to do this when I get back home. Tell him he can just sign up into his email on my computer and sign back out if he's worried about my privacy or something. What do you mean, Anon? My email is just on my computer back at home. Bro, what? Tell him he can log into his email on literally any device he has access to. Just put in the email and password, dude. Show him how to do it. Whoa, Anon, I had no idea you could do that. That's so cool. Jesus Christ, bros, he's gonna lose all his fucking money. Enter room with uncooperative civilian. Bark orders to show hands. They don't comply, so nail them with beanbag shotgun round. They still don't comply. End up unloading entire 6-round magazine into them. Still won't comply. Pull out taser and zap them. They finally surrender. Fucking 80-year-old grannies always gotta start shit.
Scout player host. Has 5 lobby. Rank in the hundreds. Says he is 1 short of achievement. Wonder what the fuck that means. Realize he has never managed to complete 5 has 5 lobbies in a row. Proceeds to go down 3 times in a row to random shit and starts kicking people.
When I was with the only GF I ever had, this happened. Have sex. She says, that was the best sex of my life. Fast forward some months, drinking with friends. Go outside for a cig with another friend. Song is playing inside. GF is talking to her friend. Overhear her saying, I had the best sex of my life to this song. The feeling when she said it to me, there was no song. That fucking hurt.
New player. Attempt to get a ship sailing to do whatever. Might as well play with randoms. It's all open microphone squeakers. Try official Discord for grouping on specific content that looks interesting. It's not much better. One kid just went ahead and brought an explosive keg into our own ship to blast it for fuck's sake. Might as well just sail by myself. Get absolutely destroyed by galleons as I'm about to just finish session. Clearly there's something I'm doing wrong here, Anons. Isn't piracy supposed to be fun? Be charming, intelligent young Asian scholar of languages. Have the privilege of studying for years at Oxford University. Describe your actual experience staying and learning there in glowing terms whenever anybody asks you about it. I think I'll write a very dark and judgmental novel where it's basically the center of evil and greed in the universe. Why?
Be me, still at Smith Order, and the Queen is dead, after being jailed for disorderly conduct where she punched a dog and a small child. She was sentenced to a hammering. Turns out it was a hammer lord that took it upon himself to carry out the penalty. What's crazy is that this loon didn't even use a hammer. He decided to beat the Queen to death with his hands. What's even more wild, he's not legally in the wrong according to Dorf law. She slowly dies alone in the cell after the hammer lord punched her in the head so hard it fractured her skull, tore the ligaments in his neck and opened an artery. She just laid there, crippled and unable to breathe until she died. Now I am sure Smith Order is going to descend into anarchy, but it doesn't. It reverts back to a duchy, with the king consort losing his title and becoming a count of some far-flung county I couldn't be asked to go look up. Well, go figure. At least there will be no more demands for Umgak swords that we never use. Now we just have a psycho of a duchess to deal with. On the bright side, now I can stop digging deep. Met one demon and the thing somehow dodged every single trap I laid for the eventuality. It munched a few dogs, 2 miners, and a shearer before the guard took it down. Didn't I tell you there'd be some shit down there? I'd rather deal with the Groby than weird parrot spider creatures that spew acid on people. Furthermore, forgotten beasts rampage in the underground catacombs. Thankfully, I barricaded and walled off the catacombs so idiot autistic dwarfs don't go looking for spiderwebs, but that doesn't stop the fact that multiple forgotten beasts engage in kaiju fights down there. Cyclopean, elephant-headed praying mantis monsters who crap webs struggling against overgrown feathered beetles who breathe fire, with the occasional eyeless stegosaurus, with antennae lumbering around and smashing cavern dwellers to paste. I can only imagine the sounds they make and the nightmares sleeping dwarfs have, due to sleeping literally only 3 floors above them. With one less irritating royal noble, I turn my attention to my own project, Operation Groby Crush. I swear, before I leave Smith Order to stake a new claim, I will see this land scoured of these meddling, child-snatching, green-skinned, pea-brained, miasma-making, cat-buggering, artifact-lusting, diminutive, scum-sucking, hook-nosed, beardless wretches. Light the forges, craft steel armor and weapons, train more dwarfs. I'm coming for you, for each and every single one of you, Groby. Be me, in my final days as steward of Smith Order, preparing Operation Groby Crush. Relentlessly drill the militia and send them out on a few raids to the nearest Groby stronghold of Dent Metal. How metal can it be, really, with Groby running the place? I come to see the Baroness of Dent Metal frequents my tavern. That's when I realize this isn't just some sort of genocide. It is a matter of settling a grudge. Groby squatters, damn them all. However, I am assailed, not from without, but within. The widower of the late queen keeps putting in orders for shields. Every month he requests this. He functionally does nothing except request shields and lounge around, doing nothing other than sleeping in a bedchamber that is now way, way above his station. He isn't even a king by the ancestors. Muck around until I find out I can assign him to the militia. A plan forms. Sent him, in a squad consisting of one other dwarf, a captain because apparently nobility can't lead the militia, crutting nonsense, out to attempt to conquer Dent Metal. Snicker to myself as the 2 bumbling wazzocks lumber over the hills and far away. Groby food, dead stunties walking. Ready myself for that autumn's trade caravan when those 2 come back. According to the report, they showed up to Dent Metal with its around 7,000 Groby and for once in the history of all recorded dwarf psychology engaged in common sense and simply walked back to Smith Order. I hold my head in deep frustration, wondering if I have to wait until the next Groby attack and stick the numbskull on the front line, until I get a request for a new guild hall. I idly wonder where to put it when a new plan hatches, a plan worthy of the umgy poet crybaby Edgar Allan Poe. I begin construction of the new guild hall, clearing everything out. Then I simply order those 2 to stand guard in the new unfurnished room and simply wall them inside. They last a month before they both die of dehydration, despite having full water skins. I was honestly surprised cannibalism didn't happen. I mean, I've never heard of dwarf eating dwarf, but it could happen, right? From there I take down the wall, have their rotted bodies hauled away, and set up the guild hall. Everyone is happy and nobody spends too much time thinking about what I did. Afterwards, I spend no less than 4 years raiding Dent Metal every month. Each member of the militia, having trained for almost a decade straight, is an army unto themselves. They butcher Groby by the hundreds each, until one day in the late autumn, when the Groby population of Dent Metal has been reduced to around 500, I tell them to raid no longer. I tell them to capture. 40 bearded badasses leave Smith Order, never to return. I wait weeks. I hear nothing. And then I get the news. Dent Metal has been recaptured, the last of the Groby cut down, and the commander I sent has been elected mayor, with the other squads now taking up residence there. I smiled to myself. I had succeeded with grit and gumption, through stupidity and stubbornness, through constant artifact thieving, raiding, cat-flinging, brawls, and aggressive capybara, through insane, inept nobles and weird, gribbly monsters, through goddamn subterranean kaiju fights. Dwarf hillocks begin to pop up around Smith Order as our civilization flourishes, the only Groby remaining are far east. In time I may set up another fort that way, and see about wiping them out entirely. But for now, I have achieved exactly what I desired to do ever since the Battle of Dwarven Dentists. I put in my notice, gather my belongings, and bid Smith Order farewell. I sing the song of our people as I leave, born underground, grown inside a rocky womb. The earth is our cradle, the mountain shall become our tomb. Face us on the battlefield, you will meet your doom. We do not fear what lies beneath. We can never dig too deep. The end.
What foods will increase my luck? Such tiny hands. You're gonna be able to finish that whole box by yourself, little guy? It's a big box.
For you.
See two guys out window. Am solo. Notice a meathead and a ton of mooks in the area. Shoot a poison crossbow bolt at them. And then, from a different window, throw a few blank fire decoys. Watch and enjoy as they get mauled by the monsters. Get some nice stuff off their bodies. Had a good time. You fellas should have just run away. Sure, let's talk about Monster Hunter Freedom Unite, Time Wasting Edition. Slowest climbing in any game ever. Time-wasting monster that runs away from you at best, or fucks off to an unreachable part of the map at worst. Mile-wide invisible hitboxes. Tedious and slow farming simulator. Most weapons being dog shit with bare-bone movesets. The same decoration can't be saved in different sets, probably the worst offender. Shen boring. Trapped on a Sony handheld. Emulation is good, admittedly. Insufferable fanbase filled with artificial nostalgia fans and brain-dead simpletons.
Go outside, see Toad, pick up Toad, admire Toad, put down Toad, watch Toad hop away. Go inside. It's the simple joys in life.
Teddy Roosevelt appreciation thread. Read a book each day. Wrote 150,000 letters over the course of his presidency. Drank 3 gallons of coffee every day. Ate 12 eggs every day. Wrestled diplomats. Only president to lead an army up a hill through machine gun fire. Personally supervised production of Panama Canal. Broke up the monopolies. Got shot while giving a speech and kept fucking talking. Bisexual. Professional trap. Went to war with his butt buddy. Always butthurt at something or another. Petty. Tried to leave war just because his rape toy was taken away from him. Shot in the foot, Lamau. 95% of the population living in total poverty. Constant wars, brutality and violence everywhere. Nobility, bunch of armed thugs, ruling with an iron grip. Can't even leave the land you work on. Illiteracy, backwardness, ignorance omnipresent. Constantly shoved made-up bullshit by the church into your mind. Constant plagues and diseases. If you reach 40, you're considered an old man and lucky. Social caste set in stone. If you're born a peasant, you'll die a peasant. It's fascinating people actually romanticize the Middle Ages. Most nightmarish epoch in history. Be me. Walk into LAPD HQ in downtown LA to get a background check clearance. Greeted by guard, go through security. Take elevator, go downstairs to Civilian Matters office. Office full of cops on their computer desks. Sees a cop browsing 4chan. Couldn't tell which board, but it was definitely 4chan. Lamau, we aren't safe anymore, friends. We are literally being watched everywhere.
We had a good thing, you stupid son of a bitch. We had child-murdering Fring. We had a lab where Fring randomly, brutally murdered one of his most loyal employees for no reason. We had Fring threatening to kill your infant daughter, and it ran like clockwork. But you and your pride and your ego, you just had to blow it up. If you'd done your job, known your place, Fring would have killed you and replaced you with Gabe, and I'd be fine right now.
Be walking through grocery store, picking up stoner essentials. Lower down the aisle, mixed race couple. Crazy tall black girl with white guy shorted by at least 2 heads. She literally grabs him something off the top shelf. Overhear conversation. So wait, Mr. House is the computer and Caesar is the... Okay, I think I get it. This motherfucker has got a girl so sick-wit she's actually listening to him talk about New Vegas lore. Pick related how I felt watching such a masterpiece unfold. What is he doing that I'm not? See dubious anecdote in Wikipedia article stated as fact. Check the sole reference. It's some historian's book. Download the book and go to the cited pages. Author mentions a similar anecdote and that it probably didn't happen because the only source is from 500 years later. Literally zero support for the article's claims. Why is Wikipedia like this? World War I shooter. Play as German soldier. Get all hyped for war at start. Fend off the Russians at Tannenberg. Switch over to Western Front. Experience horrors of war. Get gassed. Get shot at. Get shelled. Fight in the mines. Have all your friends tell you you're a shit artist. Shit ton of character development to make players super sympathetic for their character. Final level. Gas attack. Player incapacitated. Fade to black. Wake up in hospital bed. Character struggles out of bed. Goes over to sink. Look in mirror. Ragged beard. Picks up razor. Starts to shave. Slowly starts to shave away everything but a thin toothbrush mustache. Zoomers like No Man's Sky, which is procedural generation of the game. Zoomers love Minecraft, which is all about random worlds. Zoomers are completely okay with randomly generated dungeon crawlers, even if it's going to be the same base over and over. And yet I am to believe that they wouldn't like a game like Daggerfall?